Welcome everybody to our Greene Acres, and if you are new to my channel, I want to introduce myself. My name is Teresa. I'm so glad everybody came over today. Today's video I'm going to work on some Easter and spring projects. Some of these are thrifted items, they're Dollar Tree, some are just going to be some scrap wood pieces. Hope everybody enjoys the video. I hope you get lots of inspiration and ideas for your home for the spring and Easter season. Okay, let's get started, y'all. The first project is going to be a thrifted metal tray. Now, I picked this up at Goodwill, and as you can see, I paid $2.99 for it. This tray was really good quality made. It was heavy, and it also has a really pretty kind of a rope ornate feature that goes around the edges and the handles. So this one had really good bones. We looked up and had some really pretty weather here in Alabama this week. So I went out and gave it a couple of coats of Rust-Oleum gloss spray paint and just went over it really good. Now once I've got it painted, now I'm going to use these really cute little bunny sticker decals. These were sent to me by a viewer last year, and I didn't get a chance to use them at springtime last year, so now I want to use them. She got these from, I think, AliExpress, because when I went to take a picture of these for the video, that little scan bar at the bottom come up on my phone, and it took me directly to the ad for them, and I think they were like $5. They're no longer available, but I did try to find some that were comparable on Amazon, so I'm going to link those in my store. So if you want these, just go out. These are so cute. But anyway, I'm going to choose this one to go on my tray because I feel like he fits the best. Now, not buying these stickers or decals, I wasn't sure how to apply them. I wasn't sure if these were like vinyl and we were going to have to weed. But anyway, the plastic coating just kind of comes off from around it, and then you want to remove that white backing, and it's basically a sticker. So you just want to remove the white backing, and then you just want to place it, on your project. And I just try to get it in the center as best I could, and then I'm just going to go over it and try to press out any kind of wrinkles or air bubbles I can. And I'm going to use my little plastic scraper just to kind of go over it and scrape it down really good. Now, I think it turned out really pretty, and it was really easy to apply. And once I got it scraped on, there were a couple of little tiny little pinholes, little bubbles. So I just took a straight pen and I just went in and just kind of stuck my pen down in those little bubbles and worked them out with my fingers. Now I've got a beautiful tray that I can use for Easter and springtime. Okay, the next project is going to be another Goodwill find, and I'm not sure what these are. Now, if you know what they are, leave me a comment down below. They look like little egg holders because that's what I picked them up for, but they've got little metal leaves on them, so it kind of looks like there's something for fall. But like I say, if you know what these are or what they're used for, let me know. But as soon as I saw them, I thought these would be so cute if we paint them and we decorate them, and we can use them for some little egg holders. So that's what I'm going to do. And again, on this really pretty day, I just took several projects outside and I just went over them and spray painted them. And I'm going over them with Rust-Oleum white spray paint. Now that I've got them painted, now I want to just get creative of how I can decorate them and what I can put in them. So I'm going to take a little wood egg that I've had for many years, and I'm just going to use these little small bunnies. There was 3 little mini bunnies on that big sheet of the 3 big bunnies. So one of them fit just perfect on an egg. So I just cut him out, and same thing, he's like a little sticker. And I just went in and stuck him on the egg, and now I'm going to decorate these for you and just show you how, all the ways you can style them for Easter and springtime. Okay, the next project is going to be a Dollar Tree item. Now, I don't know if you watched my video last week. If not, I'm going to leave it at the end of this video and also in the description. But I recycled some of these little I recreated some of these Dollar Tree eggs last year, and I had 2 of them left over. So I'm going to show you a couple of ways that we can paint these, and we can also embellish them. I've got a large one and I've got one that's medium size. The first thing I did was I took them outside and I gave them a good coat of primer, because this slick surface is kind of hard to paint on. So I'm going to take some new paint that my friend Jackie over at Ruth and Ruby sells. It's Fusion Paint, and she sent it to me in these beautiful muted neutral spring colors. She sent me a really pretty pink and a really pretty green. So I just painted the eggs. Next, I've got some new embellishments from Totally Dazzled. These are stick-on appliques. So y'all, I'm going to leave a link to Totally Dazzled down below. And if you are interested to go out to their website and shop, I highly recommend them. Y'all know I love their bling and their sparkle for making projects. But these little rhinestone appliques right here are absolutely gorgeous. They just have a little stick, a little strip that's a sticker. You peel it off and then you can apply it to any of your projects you want to. But I thought they would be really pretty just to jazz up these little painted eggs now. Okay, the next project is going to be another piece that I acquired at Goodwill. Now, I paid $2.99 for this, and this is a pretty large size. It's pretty heavy. It's all metal, and all I'm going to do is spray paint it white. You can see all the ornate features to it, and these pieces right here are really great to add extra detail to your walls. Maybe you have a sign. This is great, to put over it, just to add a little bit more filler and detail to your wall art. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hang this over my sofa. I'm going to hang it over this sign that I put up around Christmas time, and I got this sign from Lone Star Art, and I'm going to leave a link to their website down below. So I think it just added just the right detail to my sign over my sofa now. Okay, the next project I'm going to work on is this little gold bird cage or bird house that I got at Goodwill. Now, I paid $4.99 for it. I love pieces like this because to me this just screams, Easter and springtime, because you can decorate these and style these in so many ways. You can put old books in it, greenery, florals, old dishes. The sky's the limit pretty much. So anyway, I just took it outside. I gave it a couple coats of white spray paint, and then I'm going to show you some different ways of how you can style it in your home for spring and Easter. Now I'm going to show you some ways of how we can make some really rustic, primitive carrots that are no-sew. We're just going to use hot glue, and they're very easy to make. Now, I'm not even going to use a pattern. All I'm going to do is take a piece of drop cloth, and you want to fold it to where you get a point at the bottom and fold it over. Now, you can make these as large or as small as you want to. So that's all I do. I just folded my fabric over, like I say, where I have a point at the bottom, and you've got, it's two-sided. I cut it out. And then all we're going to do is, now we're just going to go along that one edge and we're going to hot glue it. You leave the opening at the top, and then we're going to turn them inside out. And that is as easy as that. So like I say, if you feel more comfortable cutting out a pattern that's more like a triangle shape and cutting yours like that, that's good too. But like I say, it was so easy just to fold my fabric over and just cut it. Now, once you get it done, if you want to too, you can go across the top and trim the top up just to make it even if it's not. Some of mine it was, and some of them it wasn't. And I'm just going to use something my scissors, or you can use a pencil and just kind of work that little point back out once you turn it inside out. And here it was, I was trimming off that end. And then you know, sky's the limit now how you can decorate these stencils, transfers. But I'm going to take a Jamie Ray vintage stencil brush that my friend Jackie sells, and this is the large one. But I'm just going to go over, using my stencil brush, I'm just going to go over some stencils. These are some that I have in my Amazon store, and I'm just going to take parts of them because they're really big stencils, but I'm going to take parts of them, and I'm just going to stencil some wording onto my to my carrots. And like I say, this is the fun part because now you can embellish them and decorate them any way you want to. Now I'm taking some really cute little bunny sheets. These are transfers, and these are from Amazon, and I'm going to have these linked in my store. They will be under the stencil category. But these little sheets have several, there's 3 sheets to them, and they have several bunnies and a lot of little spring and Easter type transfers. But I'm just taking little bits and pieces from those and putting them on my carrots, you know, just wherever I have room, and like I say, just kind of designing them as I go. And then after I got them made, I decided I wanted to make them a little bit more rustic looking. So I put some tea on, and I did a few bags of tea, and I soaked them in tea just to give them that tea stained look. And you can do this before you stencil them. I even use my crock stamps. So, you know, I just have, like I say, I just got various stencils out, transfers, my stamps, whatever you have on hand and whatever you want to use. And now I'm just going to take some filler, and I'm going to go around and I'm going to stuff all my carrots. And like I say, you may want to use your scissors or a pencil to kind of stuff your cotton down in it. And then I'm just going to take some florals that I have to make some greens. But you can use different kinds of things. You can use raffia, you know, any kind of greenery you have. You can even take strands of twine and make your greens out of twine. And I'm just going to tie them off at the top with some twine. And then I'm just going to show you some different ways of how you can embellish them and how you can style them. But these were so easy and so quick to make. And I think these just adds such a great detail to your spring and Easter vignettes. These little burlap flowers right here come from Hobby Lobby. So whenever you go to Hobby Lobby, y'all, always make sure to check out the wedding section. Those aisles have some of the cutest rustic farmhouse type embellishments. And if you go when they're half off, you know, you can get them very inexpensive. So a lot of times that's where I get a lot of my little embellishments is from the wedding aisle from Hobby Lobby. Now I want to take just a minute to tell y'all about a Thrift Flip Road Trip Open Challenge. This is for YouTube creators, also you as viewers, or if you are just, you have a blog or if you're over on social media, you can still join in on this challenge. I'm going to have a video link down below that's about 3 minutes that'll go over all the information and details of how you can join in on this, but it's basically going to be a video playlist of a lot of upcycled thrift flips that everybody from around the country or the world does. And so we'll hope y'all will join us every second Saturday of the month, and happy flipping, y'all. Okay, the next project I'm going to show y'all some free graphics. Now these are by Booth Crush, and I'm going to leave a link to her blog website down below, but she created these designs, and she's offering all of my viewers these for free. They'll be free downloads. So I printed some carrots and this cute little rabbit. So I'm just going to apply him to some scrap wood that I already had painted from a previous project. I just applied him with Mod Podge. Now I'm going to take the IOD. These are some texture stamps, and there's like 4 different textures in this book. And so I just cut them. I just cut each square. I cut them off individually, and I'm going to use this one that's going to give my project more of a crackle effect. And y'all, this is amazing. This is the first time I've ever used these stamps, but I will be using these a lot more in the future because I love them. But I just used some gray ink for this, but you could use brown, black, white, whatever color ink fits on your graphic or your project. And that's all you do is you just go over your graphic or your project with it and look at the crackle effect that it gives it. Now I'm just going to go over the sides of my board and also the top, just so it'll make it, blend in. But that looks just like that is made into the wood. I love these stamps. So anyway, just kind of want to introduce y'all to these. If you're not familiar with them, just another great product by Iron Orchid Designs. Now I'm going to take another graphic that I got from Booth Crush, and this was the primitive looking carrots, and I love these. But I'm just going to do the same technique. I'm just going to use some Mod Podge. I'm just going to apply it to my scrap wood board, and then I'm going to add some messy bows and some embellishments to these. And I think these were, so much fun. I did not put any kind of crackle effect on this one. Just want to give y'all an idea, if you just want to leave it plain, what it will look like. But these, like I say, these are really good graphics, so make sure to go out and check out her website, and I'll have it linked below. Now y'all know I love working with scrap wood, so this project is just going to be another piece of scrap wood that I had, and this is going to come from a jewelry stand that I had when I had a booth back in the day, and it was just some big pallet of fencing, and I just kind of went over it and whitewashed it. So this paint technique has been on this board for years. So I just got Ben to kind of cut them down to size, and I'm going to kind of make a mixed media type piece of decor. I watch a lot of creators make mixed media, and basically it's just adding different textures and materials to whatever you have, and just make it kind of, just kind of create it as you go. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I just took my scrap piece of wood, getting creative with it. At first I put a transfer on it because I just use this flower, and I will link the transfer book that I get all these transfers out of down below. But all of these are Iron Orchid Design transfer books. And I'm just taking bits and pieces of transfers that I may have had left over from other projects. And I'm just kind of going through my stash of what I have. And I'm just going to apply them to my board. Now here is where you can get creative. You could also make some clay molds and add to it. You can put old hardware, old hinges, rusty, crusty things. I just added a white hook that I had laying around to mine, and like I say, now I've got a really cool piece that I can add jewelry to. I can hang little vintage, old, I love vintage clothes, so you can add little old clothes to it. I've got old purses, just get creative with it, and just design it and create it however you want to, and with whatever things you may have on hand. Okay, the next project is going to be this thrifted plate. Now, when I run across this at Goodwill, and of course it being Easter and springtime around the corner, I thought how appropriate. I love this little bunny plate. And he was $2.99. He's a large size. He's like what they call a dinner plate. So y'all know I love to go out when I score something and look it up online. So the brand of it is Max Sarah. So when I Googled it, this is what it came up. And a lot of times people ask me where I price out my dishes from. And this website right here, Replacements Limited, they have a lot of options. But they were out of stock of the size that I got for $2.99. But just a little appetizer plate was $15.99 plus shipping. So I feel like I got a good deal for him for $2.99. So now I just kind of wanted to show you how I styled him, and the colors of him really fit into my home, because these are really the colors that I have out in spring and Easter. Okay, y'all, the next project is going to be, we're going to make over a little birdhouse. In spring and Easter, we love to make over little birdhouses and bird cages. And I had a viewer last year that sent me this little birdhouse. So I've had him, just waiting for, spring to roll around. And you can see he's wood, and he's probably handmade, and somebody put this little vine pattern on it. So I'm just going to give it a couple of coats of white chalk paint, go over it really good, and then I'm just going to go over it with some sandpaper. I'm going to give it some distressing around the edges. Now, I really wanted to give this more of a shabby chic look. So I got these transfers. These are just like some little mini sheets, and these will be linked to my Amazon store. But these are some really beautiful roses. So these right here are absolutely my color. So I just went around and cut some out, and I just kind of laid them on my house and kind of laid them out the way I wanted them. I knew I wanted some going down the sides and also on the top, and I'm going to put some on the front. So again, I'm just going to kind of go through things that I may have. I'm going to put a little bit of French wording on it at the top from some scrap transfers that I had. I'm going to add, just a little rustic ribbon to the top of him. And that's about all I'm going to do to this little house. But, he went from wood and vines. Now he's got some beautiful springtime roses on him. And then when I go to stage it, all I'm going to do is on the little perch, little piece of perch that it has, I'm just going to add a little cute little spool of thread, a little vintage spool of thread that I have, and I think this turned out so cute. Okay, y'all, that's going to end the video. Don't forget to go out and check out my description box, because if you are a YouTube creator and want to get involved and join in on the challenge, I'll have all the rules and guidelines down in my description box with that little video link. So, and as a viewer, make sure to mark your calendars for the second Saturday of each month, because we're going to have some great videos on the playlist of a lot of thrift flips and trash to treasures. So as always, y'all, I really appreciate y'all. I love you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, y'all.